It's Way Up with Angela Yee, and this is a really fun interview for me. We have our coach, Dewey Cooper, in the building. What's up?
I'm good. It's a pleasure to be here. Been watching you for so many years. It's an honor to be here, and we're here to talk about the most exciting team boxing sport in the world, Team Combat League.
Listen, you know I've been up on Team Combat League. You guys are starting the second season, right?
Yes.
All right, and that is starting actually March 28th tonight in Philly, and let's talk about it because you are the coach for Vegas. Is that correct?
Well, I'm the president of Team Combat League.
Okay.
Last year I was the coach for Vegas because I wanted to kind of do like a double operations deal. Mm-hmm. I wanted to coach because I wanted my team to be the first Team Combat League champions, but I was also the president last year.
Okay.
However, this year, season 2, I'm no longer the coach. That was a one-year deal just to see all the nuances about coaching a team of professional personalities like we have, you know, with 24 members being on each team. But the coaches for the Vegas team now are Jeff Mayweather, the uncle of Floyd Mayweather Jr., and David Hayes. But we're here tonight to talk about the defending champions, the New York City
I know.
Attitude.
Let's talk about that.
Versus
you can't
the Philadelphia
say New York
Smoke. Let's go.
Without saying champions, all right?
Yes.
So defending champions because New York Attitude did win last year.
Yes, well, Angela Yee, you guys are all New Yorkers, even though we know West Coast the best coast. But
But all right, I want people to understand what Team Combat League is, though, because it is still fairly new.
Yes.
So if somebody's never watched it, let's talk about how this works, because you know I'm a huge boxing fan, and we'll have conversations about that as well. I know you just got back from Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
And first, let's talk about Team Combat League. And so how does this work? Because this is the first time they've done boxing in this way in the United States.
Yes, guys, in case we all love team sports, we love the NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, etc. Why not a team sport of professional boxing? What Team Combat League offers is a 24-round fight, 24 rounds of boxing, but every round is a championship round because you only get one round. There's 24 rounds. Each individual round are separate matchups. So you only have 3 minutes to impose your will and show your skill on your opponent. Each round is scored like normal boxing, and at the end of 24 rounds, the team with the most points wins the match. Last year, New York City Attitude were the Team Combat League champions. So right now, those New Yorkers are the best boxers in the country.
And what I also love about it is that women are also competing on the teams.
Yes.
So it's not just 24 rounds of men fighting.
Not.
Women are also, and the women are brawling for real.
Yes. Everyone knows, you ever been going to boxing fights since the Mike Tyson era with Christy Martin, the women always put up the best fights. That's just the way it goes because the women have so much to carry in the sport of boxing, so much pressure, so much doubt, so many people saying women shouldn't do it. So when they get in the ring, they fight with pure passion. It's no feeling each other out. They go at it. And the same thing here in Team Combat League. We are the first company that petition and we're changing legislation around the entire country and the different state commissions. In Team Combat League, we're very impartial. The men are just like the women. Right now, as you know, in boxing, men fight 3-minute rounds. The women fight 2-minute rounds in professional boxing. These world champions like Amanda Nunes and Clarissa Shields, they're fighting 2-minute rounds, which is asinine. It's ridiculous.
They don't even want to do that.
Yes,
they
don't
would
want
rather
to
do
No
the
woman
3-minute
wants
rounds.
to. No professional boxing woman wants to fight 2-minute rounds. That's what they did in the amateurs. So it shouldn't be. And here's the crazy thing about the man-women thing. In mixed martial arts, men fight 5-minute rounds, and so does the women. So how is it in boxing the men fight 3-minute rounds and the women are still confined to 2-minute rounds? It's just outdated.
It doesn't make any sense.
Makes no sense. And Team Combat League is doing something about it. We're putting our money where our mouth is. We're changing legislation state by state. We proclaim that women should fight 3-minute rounds just like the men. It's no different. They put the same work in, and many times they have kids they have to take care of. There's several single women in Team Combat League with little children, and they're still doing their motherly duties and being world champion boxers. It's a valiant thing to do, and we promote and push and respect the women boxers. We got many. World champion Jamie Miracle Mitchell. On the New York team, they got Mio Yoshida. They got Alicia Napoleon Espinoza.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's so many champions on these teams. Shamara Woods on the Philly team. Shamara can really bang. It's going to be a crazy fight between Shamara Woods and Alicia Napoleon tonight in Philly. So the women are where it's at, and we have 2 women weight classes in Team Combat League,
Okay.
the featherweights and the welterweights, and you're going to have a lot of action with women also involved tonight in the great
And when
fight.
I look at the Instagram page, so you can see a lot of highlights. And so I encourage everybody to go look at Team Combat League's page so you can see what some of these fights are looking like. Tell me about the mentality when you're going in knowing you have 3 minutes and that's it. It's not going to be coming back round after round after round. How do you fight differently in that situation?
Well, everyone loves boxing, but many of you guys have seen 12-round boxing fights, boring as hell to the last round.
Mm-hmm.
They call it the championship rounds, right? So we took that mentality and encompassed it in the model of our company. When you only have 3 minutes to impose your will on someone, you may take 30, 40 seconds to fill them out, and you got to go. So our format for Team Combat League definitely will add to the sport of boxing because we're action personified. We want adrenaline, energy, and excitement and entertainment for the fans, and that's what you're going to get tonight at the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia, where the Philadelphia Smoke is coming to face the New York City Attitude. We're excited. Season 2 is amongst us, and we cannot wait.
Now, when it comes to picking who is going to compete, how can boxers even participate? Because I know I've watched boxing for a long time, and it's not easy to get those fights that are going to be on television, that are going to be a draw for that. Like, because they always think about like marketing. How do you market these boxers?
Yes.
How can we make sure that money's being made? But for Team Combat League, how is that different as far as giving opportunities? Because there's a lot of boxers that we might never see if they don't have the right promoter, if they're not able to get the right funding behind them.
My God, Angela, you are good. She knows her boxing, boy. She really knows. Yes, unfortunately, too many times in the real sport of boxing, the true sport of boxing, it's become a business disguised as a sport. And it's okay to take care of your business, but there still has to be an entertainment and a sports factor, faction in it. What Team Combat League does, we're not doing this delayed gratification, match it up 5 years later. To answer your question, though, Angela, we have team tryouts.
Okay.
Anyone can try out. I don't care if you're a street fighter from the hood, if you're a college kid who took up boxing just for recreation, if you're a top amateur, a seasoned pro, anyone can try out.
Okay. So even if you've had professional matches,
Absolutely.
you can still participate.
Yeah, we had the Olympian Michael Hunter on the Las Vegas team last year. Michael Hunter fought here on the Triller cars when they had like the Locks versus Dipset, all those different things. Yeah, Michael Hunter's a very famous fighter, U.S. Olympian. He fought on the team. Absolutely. There's several pros, high-level pros with tremendous records fighting in Team Combat League. And the great thing about it, an amateur coming out of the amateur system can fight a guy who's a top pro. And many times last year, those young boys put hands on those old heads. So one round is different.
It is
it's
different.
A fast, high-paced
fight. You got to go in there and win right away. You got to take risks you wouldn't take normally.
So we have some of the top boxing coaches in the world, guys like Barry Hunter, Jeff Mayweather, Samuel Arnold, Herman Casito, so many great coaches. Manny Robles, he coached Andy Ruiz when he knocked out Anthony Joshua. Top guys who are coaches, they have tryouts. If they select you, if you show something to make the coach pick you on the team, you're on the team. It's that simple. And then we match them up and they fight. Like tonight, Philly, New York. Let's go.
That's a competition right there.
Yes.
And I see there's a lot of professional cosigns because I was going to ask you, what are professional boxers thinking about Team Combat League and what's going on? But I see Sean Porter, Evander Holyfield.
Devin Haney.
Yep, Devin Haney, but I want to ask you about that because Devin Haney is fighting April 20th.
I used to train Devin. I trained him from an amateur all the way up to his 14th pro fight. Devin and I
and
are
they
still
changed
cool.
the rules for Devin Haney because he was so young.
Yes,
that's how great he
right.
was.
He was ready to go pro at 15. They did it at 17, though.
But when it comes to him fighting Ryan Garcia, what are you thinking about Ryan Garcia and seeing the things that have been happening with him? Some people are concerned about his mental health and what's going on. What are your thoughts for somebody who's an insider in this?
Yeah, I've been knowing Devin. I was actually at their last fight. They fought in Vegas at the Texas hotel years ago when they both were amateurs. They fought many times as amateurs. the mental health problem is a serious issue in America, but I'm not sure if Ryan Garcia is trolling or if he's serious. I'm not sure if he's trying to distract Devin and make Devin take him lightly or not. So I say Devin's a very astute, intelligent boxer who trains as hard as anyone. He's going to be ready, and Devin's going to win the fight. However, I think it'll be a 12-round unanimous decision by Devin. Devin's feet are too fast, hands are too good. He's going to put a boxing lesson on Ryan Garcia.
You know, people are also talking about the excitement of boxing and having an exciting match. What are your thoughts on people who get in the ring and they are just trying to win, but they're not necessarily bringing the excitement to the audience? And some people have an issue with that. Like, come on, this, like you said, sometimes it can be really boring.
Yes, a slippery slope. And see, all I can say about that, it takes two cats to tangle. So, like, what you're getting to is the later Mayweather, the money Mayweather, who just kind of slowed the fight down and popped the jab and stayed defensive versus the pretty boy Floyd who was knocking people out. All I can say, if a guy's going to just try to win easily or safely, the person he's fighting has to step on the gas more. Two people fight, so if a guy's being passive and just trying to bank rounds in, the person he's banking rounds in got to take more opportunities and take more serious chances of getting at him.
Try to control the fight more in the direction.
In other words, you have to be more aggressive. Bottom line, if a guy is a better boxer than you, he's jabbing and moving away, you have to impose your will and show your skill. That's why we started Team Combat League, honestly. We love the sport of boxing. This is in no way ridicule or being patronistic toward boxing. We love boxing. That's what caused us to create this company. But we wanted to assure the fans that they would never leave an event feeling like, man, that was nothing. That was boring. That was watching paint dry. We don't want that for Team Combat League. That's why we did the one-round format. You got to fight. You only got 3 minutes. There's no next round or come back tomorrow. You win or lose in 3 minutes. So this is what incites exciting fights. 24 rounds of nonstop excitement. And I challenge anyone who's listening to this great show. We had a full season of Team Combat League last year. If you go on to YouTube right now and go to Team Combat League YouTube channel, click on any one of those fights, and we have several. You're going to be excited, and you'll be hooked. We didn't have a bad fight last year. Every fight was exciting, and it's going to be the same this year, especially all the trash Phillies talking about the defending champs in New York. I cannot wait till tonight to see these guys fight.
I love you, Philly, but I'm going to have to rock with our defending champs.
Yes.
So, listen, there's no question about that. Now, can you see this league actually evolving into MMA also?
Absolutely. As you know, I train boxers and mixed martial artists, and that's my dream as president. However, we have other people who has things to say about that, like Kevin Cassidy over there and all of that. But eventually, once we get to where we want to be in boxing, that's what we're called the Team Combat League. You can have mixed martial arts teams as well, jiu-jitsu teams, Muay Thai teams. We could do this in any fight magnitude, but right now we want to stick to the greatest fighting sport, and that's boxing. Mr. Cassidy, how do you feel about that?
We'll discuss it.
And so many people have helped Team Combat League come to the point we are today. Kevin, you want to mention some of those people? Shameless plug really quickly?
Sure.
Is the mic on?
Venom Gloves, Boxing Glove Company, Adams Footwear, and Two Trees Distilling are all the #1 sponsors right now of TCL.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to start doing things like having people walk teams out into the ring?
Well, that's actually a great idea, Angela. We'll call that the Angela Yee.
I would love to help book some entertainment.
Introduction. That's actually a great idea. Right now we're throwing around some ideas. Some celebrities want to jump in and do a round. I wish I could mention the names, but we haven't signed anything with them. But it's going to be interesting to see some celebrities get in there and box it out a little bit too.
What are some changes that have been made from last year now to this year kicking off?
Well, the first thing we did last year, we only had one woman's weight class. That was the featherweights, 126 pounds. We added an additional weight class of women, and that's the welterweight division, 147 pounds. So instead of only 3 women being on each team. There's now 6.
Okay.
So and we're gonna make that more and more neutral ground as the seasons go on. That's one great thing. We went from 18 rounds last year to 24 rounds this year. So the teams went from an 18-team roster to a 24-team roster because the 18 rounds was so freaking exciting. It was over so quick. People wanted more.
You know what I like about that too? I was gonna say, normally when you go to watch the main fight, right? There's all the undercards that you have to get through before you get to that point. And so this is nice because it's not like there's an undercard.
Yes.
Everybody is a main.
Yes.
I know it was broken up into 3 different sections though.
Yes. Yeah, we break it into 3 sections. Remember, guys, you have a 24-round fight. So the first 8 rounds are what we call the launch rounds. You're launching off. The rocket's launching to orbit. The middle rounds from rounds 9 to 16 are the middle rounds. And then from round 17 through 24, those are called the money rounds. And the significance about the money rounds are that the coaches have to employ a bit of strategy. In the first 16 rounds, there won't be a repeat matchup. Every single round is a new matchup. However, in those last 8 rounds, if the coach sees something he liked in those first 16, he could choose a certain fighter to go back in. And then the other coach has to match who he chose to go back in. So this eliminates the Mayweather-Pacquiao not fighting for 6-7 years, long.
We got to put them back in.
If you're in Team Comeback League, there is no dodging anyone. You're fighting the top guy right away. If you're my best fighter, Angela, and she's his best fighter, in the money rounds when I say,
her out. I'm coming back in.
But in the money rounds when I say, I want Angela Yee in here, what is he going to do? He's going to say, I want her in here. So we're going to see those matchups of the ultimate fighters, the best fighters fighting each other. And all the fighters who signed the contract understands that we told them there is no ducking or not being willing to fight anyone.
You can't say no.
You have to fight.
Yeah, you got to get in there.
Excommunicado. We don't believe in that because, by the way, I'm a 2-time world champion. I was inducted in the Master Martial Arts of Hall of Fame at 2 times in 2008. And my stance on this, I've been training kickboxing, boxing,
Muay
all of that.
Thai, you started with?
Yes, I started 40 years ago. I've done it 40 years straight. And a champion defends his belt, not tries to protect it. So I respect guys who don't want to fight the best opposition every time. And that's one of the foundations of Team Combat League. If you aren't willing to fight someone on a separate team, you won't be involved in Team Combat League. We're not having that.
And I know that the individuals who are competing have amazing backstories too.
Oh my God, so many. I mean, so many. As far as the women, some really horror stories about the way they grew up in group homes and being treated badly and abuse. Molestation, these horrible stories, how they turned their lives around and became champions. Now they're involved in Team Combat League. We have segments on certain fighters. You can go on our YouTube channel and see these stories, very compelling stories. And so many people have really came from dark places and they're shining their light on the world and showing people that it's not what you go through, it's what you can go through and still keep smiling and keep striving to be great. And I hope all you guys out there just keep working, man. No matter what you're doing, keep working. Look at me. I'm a dude from the hood, Los Angeles, dreadlocks and pierced lip, tattoos all over me. Now I'm the president of a multi-million-dollar company.
Okay, talk your shit.
I was in
Dewey.
Saudi Arabia for 8 weeks. 2 weeks ago, hanging out with some of the wealthiest people in the world, fighting on the biggest platform. Guys, if you keep working and you stay positive and don't quit on yourself, you will reach your ultimate greatness.
And I want to talk about Saudi Arabia because you were there with Francis Ngannou, who was fighting Anthony Joshua.
Yes.
But it didn't go the way that you would have wanted it to go.
Yes.
So when you look back at that now, talk about that and what do you think went wrong?
Sometimes it's just not meant to happen. We started Riyadh season off October 28, 2023, where Francis took his first boxing fight ever against the greatest heavyweight, Tyson Fury, and you guys all seen what happened. We all know Francis won that fight blah, blah, blah.
It was a decision, right? He
Yes,
lost by decision.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. One judge had us winning, two had him winning.
But there was some great it was a great knockdown.
Yeah, knockdown Fury. There was actually two knockdowns in that fight. They didn't call one, but we'll let him go. However, we go to the Anthony Joshua fight. Only Francis Ngannou's second boxing fight. We went to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia for 8 weeks and trained there the entire time. We had an amazing camp. Our training camp was 10 times better than the camp we had against Fury. Everything went good, and it was just fight night. It just didn't feel good. It was just a bad night. Sometimes,
something
man,
it felt off to you.
Yeah. Something was very off. There were some little minor details that I didn't appreciate as a coach that happened. Scheduling. They tell us to get to the event at 10. We don't fight till 3:30 in the morning. They said we're going to fight at 1:30 in the morning. Little slick stuff, but we're not complaining about it. It happens. All I can say about the fight, it just didn't go our way. We didn't get it done as a team. Anytime a fighter lose, we all lost. So it wasn't just Francis that lost that night. We all lost. And I'm still healing from that loss because we had such great expectation. If you know Francis Ngannou's story, he has the greatest story of the last 20 years for sure. This guy was working in sand mines, digging dirt, all the way till he was 26 years old. Sees a Mike Tyson video, decides he wants to be a fighter, ends up winning the UFC heavyweight championship. In 2 fights, he fought the best 2 boxers in the world. He's made over $30 million in the last 5 months.
Amazing.
I mean, it's just a crazy story, and to be a part of that was just, it was deeper than history. It was legendary in my heart. And it just didn't go our way. Anthony was prepared. We knew the right hand was going to come, and it just landed too early for us. And if you get caught with a shot early, it happens like that in boxing.
And Anthony's a way more experienced
Yeah. It was, for sure. Tyson's experience. Anthony was experienced. I said the entire time the fight would be a more dangerous fight because of the power Anthony Joshua possesses. The thing is, Tyson may be considered a better boxer, but he don't have that one-punch type of power.
How did Francis get these fights so early, too? Because I feel like some people may never get that opportunity.
For sure. Well, he got that because he shocked the world becoming the UFC heavyweight champion, which is another hard task to be UFC champion. That's the highest level of mixed martial arts, especially for a guy starting out at 26.
Right.
So accomplishing that was great. Francis has the hardest measured punch in the world, and he's just that guy. Like the hip hop dudes say nowadays, Francis is him.
Yeah.
He's that guy. It just empathy. It just didn't work out for us on that night.
Is he going to fight again?
Absolutely. Yeah,
Okay.
He's definitely going to fight again. Guys, it's not over. When Francis is ready, he has so many options on the table. It's not over. We just had a bad night, and we suffered a devastating loss. But the strength of a man is what? Getting up from adversity, getting back up from disappointments, and showing how great you are.
And
Muhammad
realizing
Ali
your
did it.
blessings, like you said.
Yes.
For him to have come from where he came from and made the amount of money that he's made and gotten the acclaim and getting to these fights that most people may never in their whole career
Think about this.
ever have the opportunity.
Conor McGregor had a chance. He boxed Floyd. What happened? He got stopped in the 10th round. Floyd was 40 years old. Conor was 28. Conor was the bigger, stronger guy. He got stopped. The reason why Francis had these opportunities, he fought Tyson Fury, a guy who was younger than him, bigger than him. Francis came off an injury, hadn't fought in 2 years, and he did that to Tyson Fury, the greatest heavyweight in boxing right now. So he created opportunities by his performance, by his persona, and by the great person he is, and by the heavens giving him these gifts. So he'll be back. Like you said, Angela, it's unfortunate what happened to us in Riyadh 2 weeks ago. But hey, man, I'm not going to cheer too loud when we win, and I'm going to try my best not to be too damn depressed when we lose. Even though this one hit us deep, we're going to get over it and be better from it. And right now, I'm the most blessed guy in the world. Actually, I got Team Combat League to focus on for the next 5 months.
It's really exciting.
I
Could you
went
see,
from
like,
Saudi
look.
to New York. TCL
We were
to
waiting
Philly.
for you. They were like, look, we want to get Dewey up here. He's in Saudi Arabia right now as soon as he gets back. So we were waiting for you to come up because the fight is tonight, okay, Philly? So make sure you guys tune in. How can people watch?
You can go to Team Combat League TV and watch the fight. The first 8 rounds will be free. After that, it's subscription-based. Only $7.99 to see the most exciting 16 rounds of team fight action you've ever seen.
And people can come, too, right, if you're in Philly?
Absolutely.
All right.
2300 Arena in Philadelphia. You guys know where it is. Please come. Danny Garcia, you know, Philadelphia's own world champion. He will be there live. Eddie Alvarez, ex-UFC world champion from Philadelphia, will be there. There'll be celebrities there. We'll be there. And more importantly, Philly Smoke said they're going to smoke the New York Attitude, and I can't wait to see if that's true.
Ooh. I feel like you're biased, but
No. I'm rocking. I'm telling you what they said. I'm rocking with whoever does well. But the New York City Attitude, they're the champions. I don't expect the defending champions to lose the first fight out of season 2. Honestly, I'm just saying what Philly's saying. I'm not saying that. New York was the best team last year. Yeah, I'm quoting them. New York was the best team last year. They have one of the best rosters in the entire league this year. I can see them repeating. But those boys from Atlanta got something to say about that. Those boys from Las Vegas has something to say about that. And Philly's already saying they're going to smoke them tonight. So I can't wait to see it.
Well, boxing fans, you guys are going to love this. So make sure y'all tune in, Team Combat League. Before you get out of here, you brought up, we talked about Francis Ngannou and how he was inspired by Mike Tyson. And we see Mike Tyson is supposed to be fighting Jake Paul.
Yes.
What do you think about that?
They asked me that on the Mayweather channel. And I've been on Mike Tyson since the 90s. Mike and I go way back. He's a great guy. I love him. I don't like the fight. I don't like the fight at all, especially you're talking about big gloves and headgear and all of this type of stuff. I mean, if Mike is training seriously, if he's truly training, because Mike has a lot of business going on, guys. I just hung out with him in Saudi Arabia. He's doing a lot of things. Mike is not broke like people think. Mike, business is booming for him. Yeah. So if he can focus and truly train, we know it's going to happen. However, can he do that at almost 58 years old is the question. We know about his marijuana
his
business
company, yeah.
in California. We know he loves the puff. We know about those type of things, and I really believe you can't be successful in a fight if you're doing too much of that. So if he stays focused, he wins the fight. If not, it's crazy to say. I can't believe I would even think about saying this, but if he's not taking this very seriously and doing all the right things in training, Jake Paul will be successful. And I know Jake as well. I refereed a lot of his sparring. BJ Flores, his original coach. I was BJ's coach, and I was when he was getting ready for the basketball player Nate Robinson. I was involved in that camp a lot, and I seen Jake Paul really mature and become a internet dude and start transcending to a real boxer in that camp.
Right.
I brought 4 or 5 guys out from the spar. The first 3 I knew he beat. The last 2 I thought would dust him off, and he dusted them off. So Jake's not as bad as people think. He's nowhere on Mike Tyson's level.
But he's taking it very seriously.
He's taking it seriously, and he's getting better and better as time progresses. Mike, is he really training? And if not, don't be surprised, man.
Right.
I don't like it, though. It's
a
not
lot of
cool.
times it's not what we want to happen.
Yes,
but
it's not cool.
we gotta be
Mike,
yeah.
come on. You don't even need to be fighting. I know it's some money on the table. You're making money. But if you do it, just please take it seriously, because Jake Paul is really training, man. And you know what that is, man. If he's not training, it's not going to be good.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming up and chatting with me and weighing in on all these different things. As you can see, I'm a big fan. Team Combat League. I'm so excited for this season to kick off tonight in Philly. So make sure you guys check it out on Team Combat League. We're going to have you back up and maybe some of the fighters.
Oh, yeah. We got to bring the ladies. We got to bring some of the ladies.
I like that.
Brooklyn's own. Shamar got to come up here.
I need them to be my friends in case we ever got to go out and something happens and goes down.
The sisters got your back for sure. So many great people. We truly appreciate you. Team Combat League appreciates you. Season 2 starts tonight, 2300 Arena, Philadelphia. New York City Attitude, by the way, which is the coolest name in all Team Combat League.
And it's
the New Yorkers do have an attitude.
And they're going to be fighting with Tims in the ring. Okay.
With the Philadelphia Smoke. Thank you for having us.
All right. Thank you so much, Dewey Cooper. I appreciate it.